are tuned in to your dose of positivity. I am Marlene Motivates, and as I always say, just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
And to gain further support, join my channel membership. Hey everybody, it's Marlene of Marlene Motivates, your channel for all things inspirational and positive, with mindset shifting as the focus. How's everybody doing? Happy Tuesday to everybody. Let me adjust this camera for a little bit. It's always camera issues. Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay, how's everybody doing? So good to see everybody. Hope everybody's well. I'm so grateful to be able to talk about this subject because as a person who is very transparent on the journey of her life, I've been through a lot of things in my life, and I think everybody has, but not a lot of people are willing to share the things that they have been through. And I can say that I've been to a place in my life where I was in a very negative space, a very dark space. I didn't want to be here anymore, and I felt like giving up on life. So, this one is meaningful to me because even if I just inspire one person to not give up on life, to not give up on being who they are, I feel like my purpose here has been served. So, welcome to everybody. Welcome to your dose of positivity. I'm going to be seeing who is in the audience, and then we're going to get started. So, welcome to everybody. If you could please like and share this out, I would really appreciate it. We got a member in the house. Hi, Miss Tracy. How are you doing? Welcome. Good to see you. Happy Tuesday to you. I hope all is well with you. So, I just got to start off first by saying life has so much challenges, so many difficulties, so many problems, and sometimes you just feel like, why even try? Why should I even try this thing called life? Because it feels like everything in my life is not going the right way. I don't have positive support in my life. I don't have the people that love me and care about me like I need. So it's a lot of reasons why we can feel a lot of feel this way, and also because we may be dealing with maybe some depression, um, feelings of worthlessness, feeling very bad about ourselves. Hey, puzzle pieces, how are you doing? Welcome. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, and it's so important for us to talk about this topic because a lot of people won't, but I'm not afraid to cover hard topics, and this one is one of them. There's so many people in this world at this very moment that feel like jumping off a bridge, you know, taking some pills, doing some things to themselves. And how I know is because I've been there more than one time in my life. I felt that way. And I've actually gone through with doing it, but it was failed attempt because I have a reason to be here, and so do you. So, Hayward, how are you doing? Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Got a member in the house. Appreciate everybody's support. I hope everybody's doing well. So I know that a lot of people won't say the truth of it, but I can say for a long time I experienced a very dark period of time where my energy was very low. I was around people who were very negative and dark. My thoughts were dark, and the music that I was listening to was dark as well. So it was not something to help me. And I just got to a point where I just felt like don't even try. There's no reason to try because nobody cares about me. I'm not important. I'm not a special person, and we feel sometimes that we're alone in the journey of our life, right? We feel that we're alone and we feel that nobody cares about us. And I'm here to say this to whoever needs to hear this message, that just because you have people in your life around you, that does not mean that's your circle of people that's going to be the most important in your life. There's some people that you are yet to meet, yet to reach. So don't give up before you have found your core people. I just want to encourage somebody who really needs it today. And I think everybody needs some encouragement. I think everybody struggles from time to time with having those feelings, feeling a lack of lack of being. They feel scattered. They don't know what they're doing, what they're about, why they should do what they do. I think everybody struggles from time to time, and they feel just like the title of this show today, a very serious and a deep one. I know you want to give up, but don't. Just to encourage you to look at yourself and give yourself another try, another chance, another choice to win and to thrive. So, let me start first off by saying that, you know, the name of today's topic is, let me put it up here. I know you want to give up, but don't. There's so many things that can happen to us in our life that can make us feel like we want to give up. Maybe you're dealing with a health problem. Maybe it's your family members are driving you crazy. Maybe it's lack of support. Maybe it's your financial situation. Maybe you are not in tune with your spiritual connection, your spiritual awareness. It can be a lot of things. Or maybe somebody has backstabbed you, friend, family, relationship. Somebody has done something to hurt you. It's a lot of things that can make us feel like, why even continue? And I am saying it to you as I'm saying it to myself. I know you want to give up, but don't. You have a reason for being here. And sometimes we don't tap into that. We don't believe it because we think that our right here and right now is all that will be. But first, we have to start by talking about choices. Every day when we wake up, we have a choice to make. We have a choice that we're going to win. We have to make a choice to thrive, even if we don't feel like it. You know, the times when we feel the most negative, we feel the most dark, we feel the most upset, we feel like so much challenges are facing us. That is the time when you need to give yourself a little mercy, a little patience, a little compassion. We may be compassionate with other people, but we may be so hard and tough on ourselves and just want to just throw in the towel because right now you're facing a challenge. Um, and it happens to everybody. And I want you to know that you're not alone. You're not the only one. You're not the only person who struggles. You're not the only person that feels sadness and pain and hurt and challenges and sadness and feel, manipulated or hurt, or you feel like a doormat. But it's about the choices that you're going to choose to make, and ask yourself, why do I feel this way? Is it things that I'm allowing? Is it things that I personally am doing that is causing me to feel so stressed out and wanting to give up? Or is it other people? See, we have to find the balance. Is it me or is it somebody else? Is it something I can control or something I can't? See, we can't control what another person does and says and how another person is, but what we can do is make better choices for ourselves about the people who we talk to, the people who we tell our personal and our private thoughts. That should be a very small, like a dot. It should be a dot of people. Don't tell people your business. The more that you keep your lips shut, your mouth shut, and you just get into the action part of your life and just continue to do things that is meant to be for you. And I get it a lot of times that we get so excited about our life and opportunities that we have that we want to tell everybody about it. But I'm telling you that not everybody who looks in your face, not everybody who is in your immediate circle, not everybody who says they love you actually does. There's some people who are wolves in sheep's clothing. They will talk a good game. They will convince you that they're on your side, and they definitely, absolutely are not. They want to sabotage your success, they want to sabotage your potential because they don't want you to improve and be better than them. So we have to really, truly take a deep dive inside of ourselves and look at the people that we have in our immediate circle. Are these people really helping me or are they hurting me? And it may be hard to accept that people that you do care about really don't care about you. That's something that I had to accept too as well. That people that I may love don't love me back, do not care, do not pour into me. And we have to pay attention to those things. We have to set boundaries once we recognize that people really aren't there for us for our good. They really aren't being supportive of us. They really aren't understanding. They really aren't kind. They really aren't doing anything to help us. Then we must cut the cord. I just did a live stream about cutting the cord the other day. If you missed it, check it out. I will link it in the playlist when this live stream ends. Let me see who is in the. Yes, puzzle pieces. When you're going through a dark time, to be honest with you, when you're going through that dark time, you really don't think it's a dark time. I can say I felt like I just accepted it as my norm. And if you are going through something for a long period of time and you have that like this dark cloud that keeps following you, it may be more than just sadness. It may be, you may have some depression. And we have to admit to ourselves what it is. We can't keep hiding behind, oh, everything's okay. You can fool other people, but you should be honest with yourself. I've been unhappy for a long time. I've been sad for a long time. And I deserve to be happy. So we're going to get into talking about some of those things that may be the reason why we feel like we want to give up and why we shouldn't. So I want to encourage anybody who, if you feel you're to that point where you feel like you want to unalive yourself. You feel like you're just so in this under this dark cloud and it keeps following you and it's been months or even years. It's more than just some sadness, it's more than just a trial. You may need to seek some help. So there are many agencies out there. I'm going to put in the description box below when this live ends. You know, reach out and talk to somebody. There are free hotlines where you can talk to somebody, and you don't have to leave your name. You can be anonymous. You don't have to say where you live. You just talk, and I think that that's the most important thing is to talk about how you're feeling. And if you don't feel that you can talk to somebody that you know around you, please reach out to anybody who will listen. So make sure you check out that 1-800 number that I'm going to put in the description box when this live ends. The realization that you love them more than they love you is very painful, and it is puzzle pieces. It's very painful when you find out people that you actually were pouring into and loving really don't consider you. They don't give they don't give a hoot. They don't consider you. They don't see you. They're not trying to understand you because everything is about them. And you will give to people until you're at your last, until you're at zero, until until you transition, okay? And until you transition, they're going to keep using until you set up a boundary and put a stop to it. But we first have to admit it to ourselves that um, I thought I thought this person or these persons in my life care about me, but they really don't. We have to admit that to ourselves. That's the first step in getting back on the road to yourself and to feeling good about yourself again. Because sometimes when you're so busy in helping other people and supporting other people, that you get to zero. You get to where it's like, when's the last time I did something nice for me? Like you stop doing any of your personal care, like taking care of yourself, like if you're a lady, taking care of your physical appearance, doing things that you need to, going to appointments that you should, because you get so consumed in being there for another person or persons or a group that you don't put yourself on the list. So this is for all of you. Put yourself back on the list, everybody. You're a very important person, and it's time that you see that. It's time that you start doing some nice things for yourself. Okay. And the first step to that is we got to learn to take breaks. And when we're going through things in our life, we feel like stopping, right? You just feel like throwing in the towel, throwing your hands up, giving up. Like, why even try? But when we feel this way, when we're dealing with feelings of worthlessness, sadness, just overall, like you're just in this funk that you can't shake, learn to take a break and rest, but don't stop. Um, Maybe the problem may be that you're stretching yourself so thin that you're wearing yourself out. It may be that you need to start working on saying no and meaning it. No, I can't do it. No, I can't help you. No, and it's no, and it's no. And I won't apologize for it. I won't feel sorry for it, and you're not going to change my mind. We have to be firm in that resolve for ourselves, because until we start, being aware of what we personally need, setting boundaries and say, I can only do this much. I'm a human being. I'm not a robot. I'm a person. I get tired. So while it's nice to do wonderful things to others and be kind to others, we also have to think about ourselves. So make sure you're getting adequate rest. Learn to turn off your devices, all the social media things, pinging and ponging. Um, Turn off your phones. Be unavailable to people at times just so that you can get your break, or just so that you can work on some of the things that you want to work on and get your rest and take your breaks and have your time and work on yourself. So learn to take a break and rest, but don't stop. And unfortunately, sometimes we have to stop because maybe our health gives out. Because if you don't put an end to it, your body will go into shutdown mode. So we don't want to get it to the point where our body has to dictate that you're doing too much, because your body will make all efforts to rescue you and save you from your own self. So let's set those boundaries. Say no to people. Take your break. If you are, a working person and you have that PTO time, you have that vacation time, use it. Don't just let it accumulate there. A lot of times that we will be such good workers, and that's commendable. It's wonderful to be a good hard worker and take care of yourself and take care of your family, but every single human being needs rest. Every single human needs a break. And you got to set that for yourself. Like, I need to slow down for a little bit and take some rest. I need to get lost in my own time and enjoy my own company, but don't stop. And that's something that we do a lot of times when we feel so stretched thin, so worn out, so used. We're being a doormat and just letting everybody walk all over us, that we just get to where we just have a shutdown and we have to stop. So before all of that happens, I want you all to think about yourself. Think about yourself, motivators. When's the last time I did something nice for myself? And it doesn't always have to be, expensive, all of these things, but, just taking some moments for yourself and asking yourself, what do I want to do today? And get involved in that. So take the breaks when you need to take it. Turn off your phone. Get lost in your own time. Have some fun. Get outside and enjoy some living. Okay. So take a break and rest, but don't stop. Important. Hey, Sirius, how are you doing? Welcome in. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. And happy Tuesday to everybody who is in the chat. We're getting into point number 2, everybody. And I know you want to give up, but don't. So here is point 2. You got to ask yourself, what are the reasons for feeling this way? Ask yourself those questions. When you're feeling like you're losing your motivation, you're feeling discouraged, you're feeling stressed out, you're feeling like it, it you feel, you don't feel valuable, you don't feel seen, you feel very sad, you feel very discouraged. Ask yourself the reason why, because it's very important to get to the root of why you are feeling the way that you're feeling, because that's how we make changes and we can get into healthier habits. And the only way to get into healthier habits is we have to be honest with ourselves. What are some of the reasons I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling? Why do I feel sad? Why do I feel discouraged? Is it me? Is it decisions I'm making? Am I stretching myself too thin? Am I listening to other people? We got to be honest with ourselves. Ask yourself, why do I feel this way? Why do I feel so sad? Why am I doing so much? And sometimes we have a tendency to be people pleasers, pleasing everybody, and especially family. Family can be a big challenge to overcome, and tell families, no. No, I can't help you. No, I can't do this for you. No, I can't do that for you. Or even, maybe your children. Maybe it's your significant other that you have to make some boundaries, that yes, while you care, you have to tell people, while I care for you and I love you, I also have to do some things for me. I need my own time. I need to do something for me, and I need you to help me to facilitate that. It, and speaking up for ourselves, this is how we show people how much we really do care about ourselves. Because sometimes our families, our friends, the person you're in a relationship with may not know. They may not know that you feel so stressed thin. it's very important to conversate, to talk about your feelings. Communication is key to making you feel the way you need to. You should feel loved and heard, understood. You should feel all your blessings coming your way. And if you don't feel that way, it's time to speak up for yourself. Nobody is going to say, hey, I think you should take a break. Most of the time, we don't have a lot of people in our life that say, take a break, sit down, I'll help you. So you have to be that advocate for yourself. You have to say, okay, I'm feeling this way and why. Okay, I think I'm doing too much. I'm doing this, or maybe I'm not doing this. Am I eating well? Am I drinking enough? There's a lot of things that could be. Maybe it's a shift in our health. Maybe we need to go see our local doctor. Okay, so whatever it is that could be the reason why you're feeling the way you're feeling, don't battle this alone and stay in that feeling, because we see it all the time where people, they didn't seek help and then they wind up unaliving themselves. I don't want that for anybody. None of you motivators. I want every single person who is watching now live and in the replay to know that you each matter. You each are important, but you got to first think that about yourself. And sometimes we get lost. We get lost sometimes in responsibilities, in family, in working, in so many things. We get wrapped up in all of those things that we forget I'm important too. I'm important. It's important that I have a life. It's important that I do some things for me so I can feel good about myself. Let's see if I missed anything. Hey, Tamika, how are you doing? Welcome. Good to see you. I really appreciate you being here. And how is everybody doing? If you could please hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. Okay. Okay. Now we're on point number 3, everybody. Um, when we feel like giving up, you're maybe going through so much, don't give up. Life happens. There's going to be trials, there's going to be drama, there's going to be stress, and that won't end, unfortunately. So we have to learn to have some coping skills that really does help us. We have to know our limits. You can feel when your blood pressure is going up. Maybe it's time for me to walk away. Maybe it's time for me to change jobs, change your job fields. Maybe it may be time to tell somebody, I'm doing too much. I need for you to do what you need to do for yourself. You need to give people back their own things. That's one thing that I definitely had to work on when I started going through therapy, is stop picking up other people's burdens and making them mine. That's your challenge, that's your problem. And while I love you and care about you, you need to take up care of your own business. So that may be something that we need to work on too, learning to not take on problems that don't belong to us. um, and there's nothing wrong with saying that. That's not my issue. This is not my problem. This is yours. This is your business, your problem, your children, your whatever it is. That's yours. And I can no longer do it for you because it's affecting me. And even if they don't like it, when you say no, I'm not doing it anymore, and stop. um, a lot of times people keep coming to us with drama, but um, if you don't like it, if it's making you feel some type of way, making you feel like really stressed out, stop taking the phone calls. Stop replying to the text. Just some people, you just got to eliminate them out of your life, eliminate them completely, because every time you talk to them, you spend time with them, it's always something to drag you down, make you feel like, you feel even worse. You just want to crawl in the bed, put the cover over your head, and just say, let's start this day again. Well, like those people who have that draining personality, like, and every time they talk to you, it's always some drama. this is going on, that is going on. They're never happy, not one day. They're never smiling. It's always negative, and they're always blaming somebody else. Okay. And unfortunately, ourselves too. We each, as human beings, have things going on. We have things that stress us out. And we have our own personality. We have our own problems, things that we each deal with on a day to day basis. But just know that, you can find some coping skills, learning to say no, giving people back their own issues. If it's not yours, don't take it on. Don't try to fix other people's problems. You got to let people make their own mistakes and fall flat on their face if they need to. That's not yours, and I can no longer do it. Okay. And it doesn't mean you don't love them, but it means that it's not your problem. It's not your issue. It's not your problem and issue to take on other people's mess. It's not your job to fix it. Okay. They have to learn to take care of themselves. You have to stop enabling people. And that's something I'm still working on it, because I'm a little bit of an enabler too. And because I just want to help people so much that I have to say, no, let them do it, let them do it, let them do it. So even if you have to say it out loud, I can no longer help you. No, nope, nope. I can't help you. That's not my mess. That's your mess. I'm sorry. I'm not available. Even sometimes you may have to block people. You got to block people for your own peace of mind. That's so important. So we got to learn those coping skills. Hey, Shay, how are you doing? Welcome. Happy Tuesday. Appreciate you being here. Yes. We have to learn some coping skills, because if we don't learn initially how to cope with things, whatever you're trying to do in your life, wherever you're trying to go, we all are going to have to learn to cope with something in our life, and we have to learn how to deal with people. Some people are more difficult to deal with. They can be very stressful, very aggravating, very drama filled, but we got to learn when to cut those people off. We got to learn who to keep in our life and who not to, okay? And we got to understand that it's okay. It's okay to say no. It's okay to move away from people, okay? And this is an important one. Point number 4. When we want to give up, we feel that we're the only person in the world. I know that this is going to hit somebody right in their heart, right in their head where they need to. And I hope you take it in and lock it in. Lock it in and lock it down. Ask for help. There's so many sources of help out there for us. And nobody can do everything on their own, even though we feel like it. We feel like we're superwoman, we're superman, right? And nobody can do things as good as us. And if I don't do it, then who's going to do it? Sometimes you just got to let those chips fall, and sometimes you just got to close my eyes. Not my problem, not my problem. I don't see it, I don't see it. Let other people make their own decisions. And when you feel so bombarded, so overwhelmed, you got to ask for help. And it may mean sometimes you got to ask for help on the outside too. Sometimes you may have to hire somebody. You may have to get yourself a nanny, a babysitter, a housekeeper, maybe a delivery, a cleaning service. Sometimes you got to ask for some assistance instead of trying to do everything on your own, and then feel so weighed down and burdened down. When what if you had somebody come as a cleaning service? What if you had somebody as a nanny, so you could get a break, so you could get some time on your own? What if you hired an assistant, so that your job was not as difficult? So there's a lot of things that we can do to get help, but you got to ask for it. So it may mean asking for help from a trusted friend. Maybe it may be help through spiritual support. Maybe that help could be through a mentor, a counselor, a life coach, a therapist. But the most important thing is that you get the help that you need, whatever that looks like for you, because everybody has different love languages. Some may get more help when it comes to a spiritual aspect. Some people may need the support of a friend. Don't discount anything. If you need help, ask for it. A lot of times we're such a good friend, right, motivators? We pour into so many people, and then when it's time, when we need to be poured into, we feel bad and guilty about asking for help. Don't. You were so busy giving and pouring. Right now you could be at zero. And don't let yourself get to zero when you know you're like at 50%. Yes, we have to understand that we need to ask for help. And we got to know that nobody can do everything on their own. Nobody can. Everybody needs some help at some time. Hey, Realist One, how are you doing? Welcome. Uh, right, I haven't seen my mental health doctor over a year ago just because of the people. Bad day for allergies, guys. I apologize because what I needed from my doctor. Well, Miss Tracy, you have to do what's best for you. I had to learn for myself that, not everybody in my life really cared about what I needed. And I had to find out what I needed. And I had to follow through with that. Hey, Realist One, how are you doing? Welcome. Let's see what I missed. I tend to do everything myself. When I ask for assistance, they always say they have other things to do. I don't ask anymore. I learned to do everything myself in moderation. Yeah, be careful with that, serious. I was just like you, and I burned out. I burned out. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay, everybody. It's just every time the weather changes, because the weather changed overnight, the weather dropped like 25 degrees, and I always have the coughing spells. So yeah, so I'm fine. Blessed to see another. Yes, realist one. So let me get back to this. So this is for everybody who needs to hear it. If you are going through something and you feel like you're going through things on your own, you're not. You're not going through things on your own. You have somebody who cares about you, and I don't mean a person. I mean that a person in your life. I mean, you may not have even met the best person that you could ever meet for you. I can say that for myself. I've met the most important people in my life in the past 5 years. So yeah, don't try to do everything on your own. Reach out. Don't keep yourself enclosed to people that you can see. here in person, allow yourself to be open to meet some new people, right? Okay. Ask for help. You can't do everything on your own. You can't. Oh, thank you so much, Puzzle Pieces. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. When the super chat hits, when super chat hits, shout out to you, Puzzle Pieces. Yes. Thank you so much, Puzzle Pieces. I really do appreciate that super sticker. Help is something people hate to ask for because people love to forget when it was them that asked for help once upon a time, just as an example. Yep. I can say too, for myself that I always had a problem with asking for help because I didn't want people to think that, to like throw it in my face, but that means that you weren't asking the right people. I had to learn for myself that not everybody that I knew, and I'm speaking namely of family and in relationships, you can't ask people that you know don't possess what you need. So we have to learn to stop asking people who cannot serve us, people who don't have the qualities that we need. They've never been supportive. They never have cared about you. So don't ask them. So that's what I've learned. Yeah. Humans, right? Oh, realist, that was for you. That panda was for you. Thank you so much, Puzzle Pieces. I appreciate it. And I want to go into where was I? I think I was on point number 5. Yep. So I know you want to give up, but don't. Life can be so beautiful. I learned that even in your darkest times, there can be so much joy that you can have in your life, so much peace, but you have to go out and experience it. And sometimes when you're in that dark space and you just feel so negative and you're going through so much, you don't feel like getting out. You don't feel like doing anything. You kind of get used to not doing anything for yourself. So get out and enjoy your life, okay? Get into a hobby, an event, whatever it is that you like that will make you happy. We sometimes get outside of the things that we like because of our family, because of stress, or a person you're in a relationship with, but you always come back full circle to yourself. Get back into you, get back into what you like and what you're about. That's so important to do so. And when you don't, you're going to feel, you just won't feel right. You'll feel hollow. There'll be some sort of emptiness until you let yourself feel whole again, until you let yourself be happy. And I think that's what it's ultimately about. A lot of times when we feel like we want to give up, we're just not happy. And we've stretched ourselves too thin and we've given so much to others and we have not given to ourselves. So, to each of you, whoever needs to hear it, don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your hopes, on your dreams, on your desires, and say no to people and start saying yes to you. Get back to yourself. Um, it starts with you. You have to make those type of decisions to feel good about yourself. I think for such a long time, I was in that space where I was doing for everybody, and everybody was just taking. And no matter what I did, I could never make people in my life happy. If I did 5 things, they wanted 6 things. And I was in Burnout City and I was miserable and they were still unhappy. So I said, what's the point if you're doing everything that you can for others and you still don't make them happy? Then it's time for me to start making myself happy because they're going to be miserable anyway. So get back into yourself, get back into that trend, that mold. And if you never had it to begin with, start fresh by making some rules, making some, cutting out some certain time of your day. Every day, you should be spending some time with yourself, working on you and the things that you want. So, just encouraging everybody to not pour out and never receive back. Everybody needs to be recharged. You got to plug yourself back into your energy source, okay? Get into doing more of that, everybody. Let's see. Yep, they'll throw it in your face, remind you like they were never in that position. They do. And when they need help, they don't want you to say anything to them because when it's their time, you must help them. But when it's your time, mm, nope. They're always, oh, can't you ask somebody else? When somebody does that to me, that's the quickest way for me to block you. I will block you so quickly when I ask somebody for help and then they say, why don't you ask so on? Mm-mm. Block. I have cut the guy off from the time he heard your live and said, why do I listen to stuff like that, like this? And I feel so much better, less stress. Good, Miss Tracy. You got to know your boundaries and what you like. I don't believe in turning down helping others if I can. Okay. If you can, but also with that too, realist, you got to be careful that you don't become a doormat to the people, because if you're the person that always says yes, 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 and you never say no, they always feel that you're always available. You're always the person that they can fall back on. And people need to understand that you can't be their only fallback plan. You need to make some decisions for yourself. You need to work on yourself too. So it takes both. So, yeah, it definitely does. Don't be a person's, where they have to listen, they have to trust in you as their only means for support. Mm-mm. No, no. Let's get into point number 6. I know you want to give up, but don't. So I came up with an acronym for you motivators, and it's called ERROR. And error means first we have to evaluate, okay? Evaluate your life and why you are feeling the way that you feel, okay? Then you got to regroup, okay? Regroup and find out, okay. Yes, so I came up with an acronym, and the acronym is ERROR. And error means evaluate your situation. Then we regroup and refocus. So when you're in that regrouping stage, after you evaluate the things that you're going through, then when you're regrouping, you can say what I won't make certain decisions again. And that regrouping stage is you're eliminating what caused you to have that certain stress, and then you refocus. You start thinking about yourself, your purpose, your passion, your reason for being. And then you organize yourself, organize your plan, and you reset it and put it into action. And then you start all over again. It's so important to do error when you're going through something. Those 5 steps always help me all the time. I think about how important error is. I keep the acronym in my mind when I'm going through something so that I can shift back to where I need to be. Yes, I'm guilty of that as well. I guess I guess when you have a good heart, it can be a process. Yes, it can be a process. And we all have to do some things to work on ourselves. Now, I'm at point number 7, everybody. This is the point of the show where I put the link in the chat. Okay. Okay, let me paste it. All right. Put the link in the chat. So, point number 7. I know you want to give up, but don't. We have to learn to use our talents fully. When I say fully, I mean fully. A lot of times we can be so involved in things that we're using a little bit of a talent or part of our talent, but we're not giving it our all. We're not putting our foot on the gas 100%, right? So I'm saying to whoever needs it, use all of your talents, use it to the fullest extent. Don't hold back. This is how we separate ourselves from other people. This is how you show what you're about and what you're made of. Each person has talents, but the difference is most people don't use them to the fullest extent. They really don't. So use your talents fully. You have to know what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Okay. So I know you want to give up. I know that you have faced challenges in the past, but use your talents fully. It will make you feel so good about yourself when you use your talents. See, there's nobody that can come in your lane because this lane is paved, this road is paved just for you. So it's for you to walk through it. It's for you to believe in your talents and your gifts. It's for you to use your blessings to help not only yourself, but it's for you to help others. So use your talents fully. And when you use your talents, you won't have time to want to give up because you'll be using your gifts, you'll be using your talents, and you will feel good about yourself. Um, let's see. I think that was the end. Oh, this is the last one. Point number 8. It's so important, you know, when you want to give up, encouragement is valuable. Encouragement is so very valuable. We feel like we want to do so much, right? But we got to encourage our own self. We really do. You got to encourage yourself, whatever challenges. And that's why affirmations are so important. It's so important to have your own personal mantra. It's so important, your circle of people that you have around you. And it's so important that you speak the things that you say about yourself. We have to stop saying things that are self-harming, self-sabotaging to our own talents, our own gifts, our own abilities, right? So don't give up on yourself. Be encouraged, motivators. I want you to feel encouraged. I want you to be encouraged. And that means sometimes you got to let go of certain people. You have to shift your mindset. You have to talk to somebody. You have to get some help. But it's so important that you do what is best for you. And there's nobody that can tell you what you need but you because you're the one living your life. You know what you want, you know what you need, you know what you need to work on, but you have to be honest with yourself and you got to encourage yourself. So I say to all you motivators, be encouraged. Don't let life break you down. Don't let people break you down, and especially don't let the wrong people break you down because they will do that if you let them. Only if you let people into your mental space, okay? Then they can break you down. Don't let them have it. Don't tell them your business. Don't tell them what you're about. Don't tell them your private things. Keep it to yourself because not everything that we think about is going to be something other people will want to take in because they're not in that space, because they don't understand, because that's not their lane, that's not their gift and their talent, and they don't understand why you have to do it. I have to do it because it's me. This is what makes me happy. This is what brings me joy. So I encourage all of you motivators to do the same, to not give up on yourself. I know that it's a struggle. I know that life is hard. I know there's so many challenges. I know there's health problems and drama, and your children and this and that, and who you're in a relationship with, and blah 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 blah, on and on it goes. There's a long laundry list of problems that we can have in the day-to-day life. But encourage yourself. Know your worth. Know that you're somebody important and special. And keep going. Okay? Keep going. I think that's one of the most important things. Keep going. Hello. Let's welcome Nexie to the show.
Hi, Marlene.
Hi.
Hi, chat. How you
Welcome.
doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. And it's a very important topic um, to be had because a lot of people, especially right now, you know, a lot of people are going through a very hard time, after the pandemic, and a lot of them feel like they're at the end of the rope, and they don't know what to do. And I think that with that in mind, a lot of people like you and I have, and plenty, I'm sure, in the chat have gone through this as well. They're discovering who is with them and who is not. So on top of, having probably have lost jobs and homes and, apartments, whatever, they're realizing that the people that they have been supporting for a long time, emotionally, financially, and whatever else they had to do, are not with them, in this particular time. And I think that it's important for us to have these topics, to discuss them, because they can understand that it's not the end of it. There's always a tomorrow. There's always shining light in our life. It may not come from the people that we have been there for, but it will come from somebody else that has been there for us all along, but was waiting for us to need them.
Right. I'm so glad you said that. That's such an encouraging thought that, sometimes when you're going through something, you feel like the people that you have in your life is like all there is, and it's not. You never know. You probably haven't even met your best friend yet. You haven't even begun to enjoy life. That this may not be the right relationship for you. There's a lot of things that we settle for and think, just because of whatever reason, we feel that we have to just accept it because that's what they're willing to give out. And you don't have to take things just because people, that's what they're giving to you.
Exactly. And as well, I don't know if the chat knows that I've lost my dad's last year, both of them within like a week from each other. Um, and that being said, is my dad number one, my biological dad, and my dad number two. Um, I I guess I was so busy um, trying to keep it together that I didn't want to stop working. I didn't want to stop and take that time I needed to sort out what was going on, or to deal with the pain, right, of losing them. I kept myself very, very busy. And it came to the point in where, one day I just had a huge, 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 huge anxiety attack. And I have not had one in years. but it came down to from nothing. I wasn't even going through anything. I think that I probably just relaxed enough to allow, my body and my mind to process what was going on. And I ended up again, having to go home, and after seeing the doctor and everything, and having to go to therapy again, so that I could deal with it, I could work with it. But I felt that I wasn't dealing with it because, through the pandemic, all of us were working so hard, dealing with so much loss, that I didn't feel that it was important for me to deal with it. Like, I don't know, it was a weird feeling, but I want to tell people that they have to take time, they have to take that moment to be with themselves, to be in their self, evaluate exactly where you're at in life, as much as possible, because it's the only way you're going to be able to center your life, center your mind, center your body, and make the right choices, when it comes to health, when it comes to everything else in life. We have to take that time.
Right. You have to, if you don't make certain choices, then nobody's going to make it for you. So you have to learn how to speak up for yourself, and you have to know when you come to a point like this relationship isn't serving me, or I'm not getting the things that I need, or whatever it is where you are in the journey of your life. You have to know when you're getting the things you need, or when you need help.
And that's exactly where I wasn't. um like I said, only because I wasn't allowing anybody to come close enough to let me know, or to tell me, what, you should take a break, you should do this. I pushed everybody away, which is what I do when I want to deal with with heartbreak or with sorrow, with whatever. I push everybody away. And so there was nobody there to that I allowed to tell me, take this time, to take it easy, deal with it, because this can get you into a very dark place, which, you were talking about, where to the point where you're so hurt that you can unalive yourself without even thinking, because you're not processing the heartache, or whatever happened to you, the right way.
Yeah, and sometimes, unfortunately, sometimes we're not mentally stable at all times, because when we go through things, we take certain things like it's a personal attack on us, because a person has left our life, a person has transitioned, a person has broken up, in a relationship, or people that we know are not serving us the way we need to be served in our love language, and we feel like it's something wrong with us. And a lot of times, that maybe sometimes it could be some things in our personality that can be causing us to have some pain, but some things is not even us. So we're letting our mind go there into thinking something's wrong with us, and it's not a me problem. It's a them problem. It's a you problem.
That's exactly what I always say. And it's true, we and that's something that I have to work on. Not on so much on I value the opinions of the people that I am close to, right? And that I love and everything. But they always have that one person that you're very close to, that you love to pieces, but always has that negative opinion
Mhm.
at the wrong time when you're really not seeking that particular opinion. So I have had to make sure to stay away from a certain person when I'm going through something like that, that I don't need that opinion at that moment. I seek for that person when I need it. I don't know if I'm making sense, but that's
I
the way I had to
I
push
don't
her away.
I don't know next, because I think I'm past that, because for real, everybody that I have in my life right now is somebody that in some aspects supports me, in some aspects they support me either emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially. They advise me, or they're just by just their personality is what I need. So if you find that you have people in your life and it's not serving you in any capacity, mm, that's toxic.
Oh, no, no, no. I don't mean it that way, Marlene. I mean, that best friend that, I have two best friends, right? And I
Mhm.
have a lot of good acquaintances, but my two best friends, there's the one that I can go to and she will listen to me, right? Allow me to be in my feelings and whatever. And I have the other one that is ready with a bat and with the shank or something,
Yep.
and it's something I don't need at that moment, so I know which person to seek for when I need that particular emotional outburst or whatever. So I'm ready. I have the one that is ready to fight for me and let's do this together and get me in trouble, and then I have the other one that just listens, and stays with me in silence, and
Mhm.
it can be with me for 2 3 days, not out in a war, just letting me be me, just taking care of me. So I have those two support systems, plus my siblings, of course, my sisters. But sometimes you don't feel comfortable enough to go to your family because they're going through the same thing as you're going through,
Mhm.
right? So you have to seek, sometimes you have to seek outside for what you need.
Yep. Yep. They always talk about, outside validation and how important that is. So I want to highlight Realist's comment. Um, he said that it's they're the type of person that you almost feel like they're trying to purposely bring you down. And I think we all have people like that in our life at one period of time or another. And then, like he said, and then they call it constructive criticism to cover up the rudeness. Hmm.
Yeah, I have one like that in my life. But I'm keeping it at arm's length. And that's helped me tremendously, Marlene. By doing that, it has helped me a lot to understand that it wasn't me, right? I always thought that maybe I brought that on that person. But by keeping that person, away from me, it's made me realize that it's not me and it's not anybody. It's just that person's way. I don't know, point of view, whatever you want to call it, that way of being, I guess. So it's not me. And I'm at peace now. I'm more at peace now that, I don't have that person in my life.
Exactly. And you should be happy and proud of yourself because it's not easy to come to that space until in your life where you can tell people, like, push them aside, like, I can't deal with you anymore, like, or I just, or block their number. It takes a lot of strength sometimes to walk away from people that you actually do love. You love them, but you got to love yourself even more than them. So um
Yeah, it actually took me many, many, many decades to get to this point, Marlene. It hasn't been something that I did overnight, even though others would tell me, that person, regardless of what she is to you, is not healthy. It's not a good person in your life or in anyone's life. Why you keep continuously looking for that person or for that affection, right? And it took me many years to go through that rejection, that heartache, that keep on trying, keep on trying, keep on trying, and a lot of therapy. But ultimately, it was my decision, right? After going through all of that, for, like I said, for decades, I started realizing that I was okay, if that person wasn't in my life. That I gave myself the be okay card, right? Be fine, be at peace with you because you already tried for 3 decades to get to
mhm.
know this person, to be in this person's life. And I will find myself very depressed after being around this person for a couple of days or so. So I started putting all of that together and saying, you know what, I'm okay. I've tried, it's not worked. then going forward, it's all about me and the people I let into my life.
Exactly. So I'm so glad that you said that. It does take time to come to that stage in your life where you feel like, you can actually do that without feeling guilty. That means that you're at a really good stage in your life where you can um, block people. You can give people boundaries, and they have no choice other than to respect it. You have to be at that stage and that space of personal growth that you can learn to speak up for yourself. So important.
Yeah, it is. But again, Marlene, it's not been something that I perfected. I'm the type of person that, especially to family, right? I'm the type of person that gives family, immediate family, a second chance,
Mhm.
that is always trying to make it work, especially with the person that I'm talking about. And I'm always doing that with my family, trying to make it work. Outsiders, I don't, but to my family, I do. So for many years, I did that. And it's not just this one person, it's, other people from my family
Mhm.
that I've had to let go and say, you know what, no matter what happens in life, if this person is 70 years old, 60 years old, and hasn't changed, it's not going to change now. But I had to come because my husband will tell me, or my best friend will tell me, or my sister sometimes will say, you know what, you have to stop. But I wouldn't, because I knew that it had to come from me. Otherwise, I will be blaming everybody else, right?
Mhm.
And my best friends will tell me as well. But I couldn't because I wasn't there yet. So
Yeah.
people have to make sure that their mental health is taken care of before anything else, because that's the most important thing. That's the one thing people can bring you so down, like this person used to do to me, that it can put you in a state where you say, why am I here?
Mhm.
You know? But if I'm gone, I don't feel this person is going to care. So why am I here? And I never had thoughts like that until I was around this person. And it's dangerous. So we have to be careful who we allow to be in our lives.
I know. And my whole thing is that getting to the point in your life where you know when to say when, and until and no.
Well, I think, Marlene, that's what I had to learn, is that when to say no. The when. That's the trouble I was having. Go ahead.
Yeah, that it was the when, and I think that's the most important thing is knowing when your cup is full, letting yourself say, okay, this is enough. I can't keep giving all these chances because they're never going to change.
It, exactly. But I don't know if you have ever felt like this, or anyone in the chat, but I felt so drained whenever I was with that person for like a day or two. I felt lonely. I felt empty. I felt so depressed whenever I would be around her. And like I
Mhm.
said, to the point of even asking myself, I mean, if this person doesn't love me, who is supposed to unconditionally do so,
Mhm.
why am I here? And those thoughts, they never went into a dark place where it said, where I will attempt anything, right? Because I've never been there. But these thoughts can lead you to go to that place eventually if you continue on being part of those people's lives, right? Because
Mhm.
even though they're not seeing you, they're not understanding what they're doing to you, you may be vulnerable and try to harm yourself. So, I hope that with these talks that, thanks to you, we're having, A lot of people can understand that, it's okay to say, I love you, your family, but I can't have you around. It's not healthy for my state of mind. It's not healthy for my life and the life of my family because they need me. Even if you don't, they do need me. So I'm better off and a better person, a better parent, a better everything without being around you. So it's okay to say that to people. Your life, it's more important than anybody else's to begin with so that you can continue helping others, right? But you have to take care of your state of mind, of yourself first, before you can help anybody else.
Mhm. I agree. I agree with that 100%. So I have to say thank you so much to everybody who came to the show today. Thank you so much for hanging out. And anybody, like I said, I'm going to put in the description box below the number for the crisis center hotline. You can be anonymous. If you need to talk to somebody, you need to talk to somebody. Everybody needs to talk to somebody sometime. And if you don't have somebody in your life that will support you and understand you, talk to them. Okay, I'm gonna put that. I'll make sure I put that number in the description box when this video ends. And shout out to Nexi. Thank you so much for coming up. Any final words?
Just thank you for having me, and thank you for having this hard topics and these wonderful conversations. You have no idea how many people can be helped by just listening to you and listening to all of us in this hard topics. So if we can help someone with what we're saying, even if it's our personal stuff, sometimes it's hard to say. I just wanted to thank you. That's all. And keep up the good
Thank
work.
you.
And thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. And I will
Thank you,
see you guys.
realist.
Yes, shout out to Nexi. And I will see you guys tomorrow, and I will see the members on Thursday for a members only live stream. Bye, guys. Have a great rest of your day. And those who feel like giving up, don't. Know your worth. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? I forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about